like it's just us in this room. All the right words at the right time, and you know them cause you know me better than anyone else. We don't need anyone else.
What's up, Mary? It's a good day, Aiden. Let's see, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Well,
don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never let me go, never let me go, baby.
What's up, Sharon? What's up, Mine?
Don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never ever let me go, never let me go, baby. There's a couple billion people in the world.
I like Alicia. Queen B.
I've been dreaming friendly faces.
What's up, Sharon?
So much time to kill.
I'm blowing bubbles underwater. What'd I miss?
Just imagine
Sing to him.
people laughing. I know someday we will. And even if it's far away, get me through another day.
Oh, you were suggesting a song. Is that what it was? We're going to do part, what are we on, part 4 of Power of Now? So we do that for an hour. Yeah. Whatever comes from that. How's everybody doing though? What's up, Dragon? My lip smack. Somebody was talking about that before. Appreciate the share one night. What's up, Emmy? You forget I be on this mug. It's good. Authenticity. I've learned, it's kind of like where I talked about when people say, oh, I wish I was that confident or what have you, but it's not, right? Like when you just stay you probably see a lot of weird shit. You'd be like, the fuck? Right? So you get to see more of that person, their little quirks and oddities and, right? So I don't even remember doing the lip smack, but somebody had brought it up before, so I was going to say, but I think you're married, so. No, Emmy, I'm not married, and thank you anyways. I appreciate that. Yeah, for those who are in Texas out there, man, please, you have to come home and fill the water tubs up and everything. Water running real slow, so there's a warning going out there for where we at in Killeen. And there's a lot of people in San Antonio and Austin, they ain't doing too well, so send the love out there for sure. Are you out there in Texas, Dragon? It's the blowing bubbles underwater. Got it, Grace. Thank you. What's up, Leslie? What's up, Ramonski? Oh, we got 15 people in here. What are we popping? Dang, okay. Y'all doing all right? What's going on, souls? I feel very fortunate, things have been well. We had power go out for a little bit over here, but a friend of mine said like one side of the house was kind of leaking and stuff, so, and my buddy's been like taking water out in people's houses and stuff, so Oh, you're in Texas too, Ronski? Oh, dang, Texas is thick up in here. Chip, how you doing? Good, y'all. I just want y'all to know I just found this playlist, so I'm like absorbing these songs. Like, damn, I just pressed. I don't know what is it. Oh, it just feel good music. So I was like, all right, see what this looks like. What's up, Leslie? Hey, appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate the love, y'all. Yeah, water is scarce again. Look, I had my 2-bit. I was just like, Texas ain't gonna like this. Texas gonna find a way. We need $80 million worth of winter equipment. Texas don't like doing this type of stuff. What? Then COVID? Yeah, I say watch. And Texas gonna make THC legal, and that's how they gonna do it. Watch. They do not like this, boy. Stuff was shut down. I was like, oh wow. Appreciate it, Michelle. Thank you. I like that. There'd be sunshine after the rain. My brain be wicked, but in tune, not in ruin. Yes. Right? You got me, Souls, right? Like, Texas don't like this, boy. Texas don't do well with... What? Put it like this. This is the perspective. If New York and Texas was talking, New York would be like, so that did it for you? Right? Like, if New York was talking to Texas, New York would be like, you shut school down because of... Oh, wow. And Antarctica just be like, that's the preliminaries, right? Texas were like, oh, we can't do this. No, we not doing this. Texas not feeling this, y'all. They will, watch. Hey, I'm telling you, I don't pay attention to much, but when something catches my attention and I get an idea, it's just as good as anybody else's idea. I learned that quick. And I was like, that's actually logical, because Texas was not feeling this. Let this snow hit us again. We'll see what them elected leaders would say then. Because I was like, we ain't doing nothing, boy. People's slide people's houses just snow. Oh, we got to do better. And the houses are not built for the same thing, so. It's an evolution. Look at it as evolution, if you will. You know? That's anywhere in the world. Yeah, Texas heat. Texas heat is different. Texas heat make you very emotional. If you're not, Texas heat will catch you. Them doses will come from our neighbors. Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, wow. Damn, Dragon. Yeah, I remember, damn, that's crazy. I lived in 29 Palms, California for the Marine Corps. And so we do all our training out there. And so when they got ready to go, deploy, that's where they did the training at. So when we got deployed, I was like, oh man, this feels like back. But to see other people not deal with that heat is different. We had indexes, black flag, you mean you only worked 10 minutes and you was rested for like 40 or 50 because the heat was so intense. But when we got to, deployed, it was easier. It's not something you want to do. But if you have the skills to survive it, then you do it. I'm going to share this idea, this concept, right? Know your worth. How do you know your worth? Let's have some fun, shall we? I hope all these are instrumentals. This would be funky. What's that, Chanel? Oh, it's not instrumental. Still nice. already. All right, so here we go. Hello for everybody that's joining. What's on, Dion? What's going on, Jadine? I was telling a story about rose gold, and my friend was breaking down to me, purchasing rose gold. She wouldn't do it anymore because of its value and everything. And I was just like, I said, that's funny. And I heard it, and I just caught it. I was like, why do we put value onto diamonds? Right? Just rock with me here. Self-explanatory, of course. Like the diamond went through this and all this other stuff. And I was like, but wait a minute. The regular smegular stone is looking at the rock like, mother, I've been here just as long as you. Just because I don't look like you or shine like you, I'm worthless? We are so arrogant. We will reach our hand into the earth and take a mineral, right? Pay attention and take a mineral and say, this is worth. If you don't have this that I pulled from the earth, if you can't get this, I'm better than you. How silly is that? People are reaching into the earth, pulling out rocks and copper and I was gonna say foil, freaking aluminum, freaking all these, right? And say, hey, let's measure and put these things in order and tell people that if they don't see it the way we see it, you stupid. Think about it. We're outside, the 16 of us. We're outside, and I find this. I said, because I found this first, this is worth. And if you can't get like this or better, which we got to figure out what better is, because this is the first time we're doing this, right? We got to figure out what the hell better is. If you don't get it like this, then I'm better than you. If you don't grip it in that value, your body is earth. And your heart is a diamond, but your lungs are sapphire. But which one is worth more than the other? None, because you know your worth. I promise you that once everybody gets with the program, the diamond and the regular schmegular stone are equal to each other. But it is us who puts value into other things, but we cannot see the worth within ourselves. If we could do that, it wouldn't matter what a man or a woman has. You would love them. If you can see your worth, you will see the worth of others. You can become others, like I decided to become the diamond in that example. Then I decided to become the regular schmegular stone. And I'm looking at the diamond like, yo, hey, come here, diamond. Why they say you so expensive? I've been down here as long as you have. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that you couldn't handle that pressure, you wouldn't have to change, bruh. I'm so good at this, I look like this all day long. And they pass right over me. Isn't that weird? But go ahead, you can keep the change. I know who I am. And the regular stone just be like, I'm out this bitch. But we can't see it. I need a diamond. Really? Really? Because somebody told you of the value? Rise, kings and queens, rise. Don't let them fool you with these silly things. These false dreams, these glitz and gems, that's bullshit. We find value to things because of what we're taught. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Know your worth. If you're a diamond, then you're a diamond. If you're a rock, then you're a rock. If you're the sun, then you're the sun. If you're the moon, then you're the moon. If you're Grace or Superfine or Lulu or Mizzy or me, then that's who you are. But don't let nobody tell you. Show us. All right. That's it for part 1. But right, think about it. We over here need a diamond. It's gold. It's found in the earth. And we give it props because it changed. But we look over the things that remain all this time. Never batted an eye. And deals with the same pressure, if not even more pressure, if not even longer pressure than the diamond. And we want to give props to it, towards it because it changed? I'm not saying change is bad, but he was forced to change. Where's the ones that's strong now? It's too much, huh? You can skip a stone in a river for hours and find joy. You sure can. Tried to hike into noon. Excuse me. Money runs the world. If money runs somebody's world, it won't run my world. I'm so wild. I say all the time. It's like a bunch of kindergartners made rules to a game we all... Right? Yeah! I don't know what the rest is, but yes, exactly. Better or bitter. Ooh-wee. Amen. Right? I'm glad y'all love it. I'm glad y'all loving it. Thank you, Miss Musty. Appreciate it, Grace. Appreciate it, Super. That felt good saying it, y'all. I can't lie. Like, that felt so good because I can see it. And, like, you can't defeat that. That's irrefutable evidence. If anybody's like, well, where'd you get it from? Pay attention, man. They making y'all look silly. The hell? No more. I'm done. Ooh, look what I got. Look what I got. Light and abundance to you, King. Thank you, Tamika. Thank you, Chanel. Thank y'all. Thank you. The love we have is. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. It is. I appreciate that. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you, Drac. Man, y'all is pouring it on. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Grace. The most valuable thing to me is 8 inches on my husband. You're a whole vibe and I enjoy your life. Thank you for being you. Thank you, Lulu. I appreciate that love. Man, that's what's up. All right, y'all ready for part? I think we're on 4 of Living Your Now. All right. So for those who've been hanging in there, for those who've been coming back, I do appreciate it because I'm on this journey with you as well. And it's pretty dope as I'm starting to see what I'm capable of and realizing that everybody's here is doing the same thing I'm doing. We're just realizing, oh, you can walk too? Like, oh, yeah, you can walk too? Oh, I got this idea. Like, I got, and we're going in and back and forth and we're just feeling it and feeling it and feeling it. And it's just like, damn, this is dope. And you can't fight this. You can't fake that energy. When I say you can't fake what I got, you can't fake what I got. I don't know if you can fake what you got, but I know my work. You see what I'm saying? And so when you start attracting that, man, and then the people who get into your life, they look at it where they start calibrating. Everybody changes everybody, right? As soon as you see somebody, you automatically start changing. You start having thoughts and ideas and questions and feelings, and right? You can see that person one time for a second in the corner of your eye in Walmart, and that person could change your life forever, and you'll never know it. If we could just see the value and cultivate it now, that stuff goes in our children, y'all. Right? Like you can heal the world, right? Like this is where, children of the future, like it's all the secrets, it's all out there. And the stuff that has human emotions attached to it, where it's cultivating for positive growth, that's what you want to have for. So, a plant that's growing or a love for a dog, right? And I'm using these things because these are per se inanimate objects or what you can do to build that relationship with the dog. And for you, if you understand that time frame, I'm using animals and plants for a reason, that time frame that you have with them is what you're supposed to have with them. You would never feel like a lost moment because you needed that time frame with them so you can learn the person you are now. There's a way to I don't want to say lock, because you don't need to lock it. You need to unlock it. Yeah, unlock it. Or maybe just observe it. Because it's not lock, it's not unlock, it's not up, it's not down. This is what he was talking about as far as your now. And when we're here, put it like this. If you pay attention in the time frame that we've been here, just in listening to this, there are people who have insecurities. There are people who have doubt. There are people who have anxiety. There are people who have depression. There are people who have these things that's happening inside their mind, these sad mental issues, whatever the case may be. Here's the trick. As we start speaking to each other, we start hearing things. Our brain says, that tastes good. I like the way that feels a little bit better. This rock's a little bit smoother. And you start surrounding yourself with people who operate at that frequency, because you're starting to get more of this is better, this moves me differently, as opposed to when I'm talking to this person, I'm talking to that person, and that person might go out your life, or you might go out that person's life, and it could be 2 or 3 years, it could be 2 or 3 weeks, it could be 2 or 3 minutes, and you'll start, man, I've had friends who I'll say something and they'll just come back and be like, damn, bro, you fucked me up with that one. Like seconds, right? And we're doing that constantly. So imagine that we're all sitting in a room or a Zoom, and we're just sharing this type of knowledge, or we're absorbing each other and taking these notes, and don't even see it, but we're healing each other. This is the new barbershop, if you will. This is the new sitting down, chit-chatting with your mom and dad over the oak tree. This is the new shade oak tree. This is the new method for philosophers to go around in the streets and talk to people. This is the new method. This is the power to true growth through technology, as opposed to the damage you can cause. But if you focus on the damage, you will achieve the damage. But if you focus on the solution, I promise you the same. Right? And so don't be afraid to speak your truth. It's your fucking truth. Regardless if someone likes it or not, they'll be all right. And then you start finding out, like, that's why I say unlocking, but it's not unlocking. It's like you pick up a pace. Yeah, it's like you pick up a pace. All right. We're going to listen to The Power of Now. The Son of God who's done a lot. We do too. He sees us through. It's the nation's bestow. I love my man to the end of the world. He makes me mad sometimes, but he is my soulmate, and I know. I got you, Amanda. Girl, but don't nobody make you do nothing. You hear me? Don't nobody make you do a damn thing. Boy, and I will never let it slide, not a day in my life. Don't nobody make you do nothing. If somebody's making you do something, that's not a relationship. That is a prison. Maybe more, so acknowledge it and just be asked. My father-in-law, come, go. I'm gonna go backwards. This I vow, for this I now. Yep. I had to talk with a friend today. Do not go backwards. You don't want things to be the way they used to be. That's the reason why you are where you are. Keep going. You didn't do nothing wrong. You made your mistakes, or you made your solutions, or you made whatever it is that you're supposed to do, but you stay in your now, and you have the growth of what it is you're doing. And then as you have that movement, intuition, feelings, things of that nature, you have a brighter and brighter future. Don't ever go back. If it didn't work, it told you it didn't work. You didn't have to, you knew it didn't fucking work. Thank you, Tamika. Appreciate it. It is. I am. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. I don't know if you was in there yesterday. Somebody asked me if I was an empath, and I said, I am. I said, do y'all know that the word I am is a contract agreement with the person in front of you, saying that I identify by your view of what an empath is, or what a such and such is. And by saying I am, you automatically connect. And this is where we have those bonds with people. You start feeling strong, like, oh, they understand this, they understand this. I am this, I am this. And so if you feel that I am these things because of the knowledge that I have, and it resonates with you, you feel the same thing. And so you ask things that you already know the answers to. Man, I hope y'all paying attention. You ask things that you already know the answers to. So before you answer that question, tell yourself, do you know the answer? And watch how you start operating with people. They be like, damn, it's like we mind reading. You're like, nope, I trust my intuition. I know what it is I'm feeling. Yeah, when I say it clicks, it gets to the point I just be like, wow, this is dope. I feel like I'm cheating at life right now. But the humbleness towards it is that you see now that there's a way for me. And when it's time to show up, show out, you show up, show out. I'm having too much fun, y'all. Good, Star. Good. You bless your own strength. You appreciate your own strength, because you don't always have strength. In your head, you create that you have strength. When you realize that you create that you have strength, you realize you always have strength. All right? Everything be divine appointment. Yes, indeed. Actually, yeah, all right. Hey, we'll talk all that other stuff later. I'm telling y'all, I'm manifesting the fuck. We're going to have some shade oak tree over here. We're going to be in this mug rolling. Indeed it does. Thank you, Lulu. The teacher shows up when the student is ready. Agreed. It is it's an indescribable feeling. That I can tell you. I don't title myself any longer. People ask me, are you this, are you that, are you this, are you that, are you this, are you that? And I said, I just talk. And if you like what I'm saying, cool. If you don't, cool. And it's like, bing, right? Thank you, Amanda. Yeah. Just be, right? There it is, just be. All right, here we go, y'all.
Definition in the Bible? Did God say, I have always been and I always
I love y'all.
will be? Of course not. That would have given reality to past and future. God said, I am that I am. No time here, just presence. The second coming of Christ is a transformation of human consciousness, a shift from time to presence, from thinking to pure consciousness, not the arrival of some man or woman. If Christ were to return tomorrow in some externalized form, what could he or she possibly say to you other than this? I am the truth. I am divine presence. I am eternal life. I am within you. I am here. I am now.
That's what Jesus would say. You would say just like that too.
Never personalize Christ. Don't make Christ into a form identity. Avatars, divine mothers, enlightened masters, the very few that are real, are not special as persons. Without a false self to uphold, defend, and feed, they are more simple, more ordinary than the ordinary man or woman. Anyone with a strong ego would regard them as insignificant, or, more likely, not see them at all. If you are drawn to an enlightened teacher, it is because there's already enough presence in you to recognize presence in another. There were many people who did not recognize Jesus or the Buddha, as there are and always have been many people who are drawn to false teachers. Egos are drawn to bigger egos. Darkness cannot recognize light. Only light can recognize light. So don't believe that the light is outside you, or that it can only come through one particular form. If only your master is an incarnation of God, then who are you? Any kind of exclusivity is identification with form, and identification with form means ego, no matter how well disguised. Use the master's presence to reflect your own identity beyond name and form back to you, and to become more intensely present yourself. You will soon realize that there is no mine or yours in presence. Presence is one. Group work can also be helpful for intensifying the light of your presence. A group of people coming together in a state of presence generates a collective energy field of great intensity. It not only raises the degree of presence of each member of the group, but also helps to free the collective human consciousness from its current state of mind dominance. This will make the state of presence increasingly more accessible to individuals. However, unless at least one member of the group is already firmly established in it and thus can hold the energy frequency of that state, the egoic mind can easily reassert itself and sabotage the group's endeavors. Although group work is invaluable, it is not enough, and you must not come to depend on it. Nor must you come to depend on a teacher or a master. except during the transitional period when you are learning the meaning and practice of presence. Chapter 6. The Inner Body.
You spoke earlier about the importance of having deep roots within, or inhabiting the body. Can you explain what you meant by that?
The body can become a point of access into the realm of being. Let's go into that more deeply now.
I'm still not quite sure if I fully understand what you mean by being.
Water? What do you mean by that? I don't understand it. This is what a fish would say if it had a human mind. Please stop trying to understand being. You have already had significant glimpses of being, but the mind will always try to squeeze it into a little box and then put a label on it. It cannot be done. It cannot become an object of knowledge. In being, subject and object merge into one. Being can be felt as the ever-present I am that is beyond name and form. To feel and thus to know that you are, and to abide in that deeply rooted state is enlightenment, is the truth that Jesus says will make you free.
Free from what?
Free from the illusion that you are nothing more than your physical body and your mind. This illusion of the self, as the Buddha calls it, is the core error. Free from fear, in its countless disguises as the inevitable consequence of that illusion. The fear that is your constant tormentor as long as you derive your sense of self only from this ephemeral and vulnerable form. And free from sin, which is the suffering you unconsciously inflict on yourself and others, as long as this illusory sense of self governs what you think, say, and do.
I don't like the word sin. It implies that I'm being judged and found guilty.
I can understand that. Over the centuries, many erroneous views and interpretations have accumulated around words such as sin, due to ignorance, misunderstanding, or desire to control, but they contain an essential core of truth. If you are unable to look beyond such interpretations and so cannot recognize the reality to which the word points, then don't use it. Don't get stuck on the level of words. A word is no more than a means to an end. It's an abstraction. Not unlike a signpost, it points beyond itself. The word honey isn't honey. You can study and talk about honey for as long as you like, but you won't really know it until you taste it. After you've tasted it, the word becomes less important to you. You won't be attached to it anymore. Similarly, you can talk or think about God continuously for the rest of your life, but does that mean you know or have even glimpsed the reality to which the word points? It really is no more than an obsessive attachment to a signpost, a mental idol. The reverse also applies. If, for whatever reason, you disliked the word honey, that might prevent you from ever tasting it. If you had a strong aversion to the word God, which is a negative form of attachment, you may be denying not just the word, but also the reality to which it points. You would be cutting yourself off from the possibility of experiencing that reality. All this is, of course, intrinsically connected with being identified with your mind. So, if a word doesn't work for you anymore, then drop it and replace it with one that does work. If you don't like the word sin, then call it unconsciousness or insanity. That may get you closer to the truth, the reality behind the word, than a long misused word like sin, and leaves little room for guilt.
I don't like those words either. They imply that there is something wrong with me. I am being judged.
Of course there's something wrong with you, and you're not being judged. I don't mean to offend you personally, But do you not belong to the human race that has killed over 100 million members of their own species in the 20th century alone?
You mean guilt by association?
It is not a question of guilt, but as long as you are run by the egoic mind, you are part of the collective insanity. Perhaps you haven't looked very deeply into the human condition in its state of dominance by the egoic mind. Open your eyes and see the fear, the despair, the greed, and the violence that are all pervasive. See the heinous cruelty and suffering on an unimaginable scale that humans have inflicted and continue to inflict on each other as well as on other life forms on the planet. You don't need to condemn, just observe. That is sin. That is insanity. That is unconsciousness. Above all, don't forget to observe your own mind. Seek out the root of the insanity there.
You said that identification with our physical form is part of the illusion. So how can the body, the physical form, bring you to a realization of being?
The body that you can see and touch cannot take you into being. But that visible and tangible body is only an outer shell, or rather a limited and distorted perception of a deeper reality. In your natural state of connectedness with being, this deeper reality can be felt every moment as the invisible inner body, the animating presence within you. So to inhabit the body is to feel the body from within, to feel the life inside the body and thereby come to know that you are beyond the outer form. But that is only the beginning of an inward journey that will take you ever more deeply into a realm of great stillness and peace, yet also of great power and vibrant life. At first, you may only get fleeting glimpses of it, but through them you will begin to realize that you are not just a meaningless fragment in an alien universe, briefly suspended between birth and death, allowed a few short-lived pleasures followed by pain and ultimate annihilation. Underneath your outer form, you are connected with something so vast, so immeasurable and sacred that it cannot be conceived or spoken of. Yet I'm speaking of it now. I'm speaking of it not to give you something to believe in, but to show you how you can know it for yourself. You are cut off from being as long as your mind takes up all your attention. When this happens, and it happens continuously for most people, you are not in your body. The mind absorbs all your consciousness and transforms it into mind stuff. You cannot stop thinking. Compulsive thinking has become a collective disease. Your whole sense of who you are is then derived from mind activity. Your identity, as it is no longer rooted in being, becomes a vulnerable and ever-needy mental construct, which creates fear as the predominant underlying emotion. The one thing that truly matters is then missing from your life: awareness of your deeper self, your invisible and indestructible reality. To become conscious of being, you need to reclaim consciousness from the mind. This is one of the most essential tasks on your spiritual journey. It will free vast amounts of consciousness that previously had been trapped in useless and compulsive thinking. A very effective way of doing this is simply to take the focus of your attention away from thinking and direct it into the body, where being can be felt in the first instance as the invisible energy field that gives life to what you perceive as the physical body. Please try it now. You may find it helpful to close your eyes for this practice. Later on, when being in the body has become natural and easy, this will no longer be necessary. Direct your attention into the body. Feel it from within. Is it alive? Is there life in your hands, arms, legs, and feet? In your abdomen, your chest? Can you feel the subtle energy field that pervades the entire body and gives vibrant life to every organ and every cell? Can you feel it simultaneously in all parts of the body as a single field of energy? Keep focusing on the feeling of your inner body for a few moments. Do not start to think about it. Feel it. The more attention you give it, the clearer and stronger this feeling will become. It will feel as if every cell is becoming more alive. And if you have a strong visual sense, you may get an image of your body becoming luminous. Although such an image can help you temporarily, pay more attention to the feeling than to any image that may arise. Any image, no matter how beautiful or powerful, is already defined in form, so there's less scope for penetrating more deeply. The feeling of your inner body is formless, limitless, and unfathomable. You can always go into it more deeply. If you cannot feel very much at this stage, pay attention to whatever you can feel. Perhaps there's just a slight tingling in your hands or feet. That's good enough for the moment. Just focus on the feeling. Your body is coming alive. Later, we will practice some more. Please open your eyes now, but keep some attention in the inner energy field of the body even as you look around the room. The inner body lies at the threshold between your form identity and your essence identity, your true nature. Never lose touch with it.
Why have most religions condemned or denied the body? It seems that spiritual seekers have always regarded the body as a hindrance, or even as sinful.
Why have so few seekers become finders? On the level of the body, humans are very close to animals. All the basic bodily functions, pleasure, pain, breathing, eating, drinking, defecating, sleeping, the drive to find a mate and procreate, and of course birth and death, we share with the animals. A long time after their fall from a state of grace and oneness into illusion, humans suddenly woke up in what seemed to be an animal body, and they found this very disturbing. Don't fool yourself, you are no more than an animal. This seemed to be the truth that was staring them in the face. But it was too disturbing a truth to tolerate. Adam and Eve saw that they were naked, and they became afraid. Unconscious denial of their animal nature set in very quickly. The threat that they might be taken over by powerful instinctual drives and revert back to complete unconsciousness was indeed a very real one. Shame and taboos appeared around certain parts of the body and bodily functions, especially sexuality. The light of their consciousness was not yet strong enough to make friends with their animal nature, to allow it to be, and even enjoy that aspect of themselves, let alone to go deeply into it, to find the divine hidden within it, the reality within the illusion. So they did what they had to do. They began to disassociate from their body. They now saw themselves as having a body rather than just being it. When religions arose, this disassociation became even more pronounced as the "you are not your body" belief. Countless people in East and West throughout the ages have tried to find God, salvation, or enlightenment through denial of the body. This took the form of denial of sense pleasures and of sexuality in particular, fasting and other ascetic practices. They even inflicted pain on the body in an attempt to weaken or punish it because they regarded it as sinful. In Christianity, this used to be called mortification of the flesh. Others tried to escape from the body by entering trance states or seeking out-of-the-body experiences. Many still do. Even the Buddha is said to have practiced body denial through fasting and extreme forms of asceticism for 6 years, but he did not attain enlightenment until after he had given up this practice. The fact is that no one has ever become enlightened through denying or fighting the body, or through an out-of-the-body experience. Although such an experience can be fascinating and can give you a glimpse of the state of liberation from the material form, in the end you will always have to return to the body where the essential work of transformation takes place. Transformation is through the body, not away from it. This is why no true master has ever advocated fighting or leaving the body, although their mind-based followers often have. Of the ancient teachings concerning the body, only certain fragments survive, such as Jesus' statement that your whole body will be filled with light. Or they survive as myths, such as the belief that Jesus never relinquished his body, but remained one with it and ascended into heaven with it. Almost no one to this day has understood those fragments or the hidden meaning of certain myths. And the "you are not your body" belief has prevailed universally, leading to body denial and attempts to escape from the body. Countless seekers have thus been prevented from attaining spiritual realization for themselves and becoming finders.
Is it possible to recover the lost teachings on the significance of the body, or to reconstruct them from the existing fragments?
There's no need for that. All spiritual teachings originate from the same source. In that sense, there is and always has been only one master, who manifests in many different forms. I am that master, and so are you, once you're able to access the source within. And the way to it is through the inner body. Although all spiritual teachings originate from the same source, once they become verbalized and written down, they are obviously no more than collections of words. And a word is nothing but a signpost, as we talked about earlier. All such teachings are signposts pointing the way back to the source. I have already spoken of the truth that is hidden within your body, but I will summarize for you again the lost teachings of the masters. So here's another signpost. Please endeavor to feel your inner body as you listen. What you perceive as a dense physical structure called the body, which is subject to disease, old age, and death, is not ultimately real, is not you. It is a misperception of your essential reality that is beyond birth and death, and is due to the limitations of your mind, which, having lost touch with being, creates the body as evidence of its illusory belief in separation and to justify its state of fear. But do not turn away from the body, for within that symbol of impermanence, limitation, and death that you perceive as the illusory creation of your mind is concealed the splendor of your essential and immortal reality. Do not turn your attention elsewhere in your search for the truth, for it is nowhere else to be found but within your body. Do not fight against the body, for in doing so you are fighting against your own reality. You are your body. The body that you can see and touch is only a thin, illusory veil. Underneath it lies the invisible inner body, the doorway into being, into life unmanifested. Through the inner body, you are inseparably connected to this unmanifested one life, birthless, deathless, eternally present. Through the inner body, you are forever one with God. The key is to be in a state of permanent connectedness with your inner body, to feel it at all times. This will rapidly deepen and transform your life. The more consciousness you direct into the inner body, the higher its vibrational frequency becomes, much like a light that grows brighter as you turn up the dimmer switch and so increase the flow of electricity.
That's how I feel.
At this higher energy level, negativity cannot affect you anymore, and you tend to attract new circumstances that reflect this higher frequency. If you keep your attention in the body as much as possible, you will be anchored in the now. You won't lose yourself in the external world, and you won't lose yourself in your mind. Thoughts and emotions, fears and desires may still be there to some extent, but they won't take you over.
You process it.
Please examine where your attention is at this moment. You are listening to my words. That is the focus of your attention. You are also peripherally aware of your surroundings, other people, and so on. Furthermore, there may be some mind activity around what you are hearing, some mental commentary. Yet there's no need for any of this to absorb all your attention. See if you can be in touch with your inner body at the same time. Keep some of your attention within. Don't let it all flow out. Feel your whole body from within as a single field of energy. It is almost as if you were listening with your whole body. Let this be your practice in the days and weeks to come. Do not give all your attention away to the mind and the external world. By all means, focus on what you are doing, but feel the inner body at the same time whenever possible. Stay rooted within. Then observe how this changes your state of consciousness and the quality of what you're doing. Whenever you're waiting, wherever it may be, use that time to feel the inner body. In this way, traffic jams and lineups become very enjoyable. Instead of mentally projecting yourself away from the now, go more deeply into the now by going more deeply into the body. The art of inner body awareness will develop into a completely new way of living, a state of permanent connectedness with being, and will add a depth to your life that you have never known before. It is easy to stay present as the observer of your mind when you are deeply rooted within your body. No matter what happens on the outside, nothing can shake you anymore. Unless you stay present, and inhabiting your body is always an essential aspect of it, you will continue to be run by your mind. The script in your head that you learned a long time ago, the conditioning of your mind, will dictate your thinking and your behavior. You may be free of it for brief intervals, but rarely for long. This is especially true when something goes wrong or there's some loss or upset. Your conditioned reaction will then be involuntary, automatic, and predictable, fueled by the one basic emotion that underlies the mind-identified state of consciousness: fear. So when such challenges come, as they always do, make it a habit to go within at once and focus as much as you can on the inner energy field of your body. This need not take long, just a few seconds, but you need to do it the moment that the challenge presents itself. Any delay will allow a conditioned mental-emotional reaction to arise and take you over. When you focus within and feel the inner body, you immediately become still and present as you are withdrawing consciousness from the mind. If a response is required in that situation, it will come up from this deeper level. Just as the sun is infinitely brighter than a candle flame, there is infinitely more intelligence in being than in your mind. As long as you are in conscious contact with your inner body, you are like a tree that is deeply rooted in the earth, or a building with a deep and solid foundation. The latter analogy is used by Jesus in the generally misunderstood parable of the two men who built a house. One man builds it on the sand, without a foundation, and when the storms and floods come, the house is swept away. The other man digs deep until he reaches the rock, then builds his house, which is not swept away by the floods.
I felt very uncomfortable when I tried to put my attention on the inner body. There was a feeling of agitation and some nausea. So I haven't been able to experience what you're talking about.
What you felt was a lingering emotion that you were probably unaware of until you started putting some attention into the body. Unless you first give it some attention, the emotion will prevent you from gaining access to the inner body, which lies at a deeper level underneath it. Attention does not mean that you start thinking about it. It means to just observe the emotion, to feel it fully, and so to acknowledge and accept it as it is. Some emotions are easily identified: anger, fear, grief, and so on. Others may be much harder to label. They may just be vague feelings of unease, heaviness, or constriction, halfway between an emotion and a physical sensation. In any case, what matters is not whether you can attach a mental label to it, but whether you can bring the feeling of it into awareness as much as possible. Attention is the key to transformation, and full attention also implies acceptance. Attention is like a beam of light, the focused power of your consciousness that transmutes everything into itself. In a fully functional organism, an emotion has a very short lifespan. It is like a momentary ripple or wave on the surface of your being. When you are not in your body, however, an emotion can survive inside you for days or weeks, or join with other emotions of a similar frequency that have merged and become the pain body, a parasite that can live inside you for years, feed on your energy, lead to physical illness, and make your life miserable. So place your attention on feeling the emotion and check whether your mind is holding on to a grievance pattern such as blame, self-pity, or resentment that is feeding the emotion. If that is the case, it means that you haven't forgiven. Non-forgiveness is often towards another person or yourself, but it may just as well be towards any situation or condition, past, present, or future, that your mind refuses to accept. Yes, there can be non-forgiveness even with regard to the future. This is the mind's refusal to accept uncertainty, to accept that the future is ultimately beyond its control. Forgiveness is to relinquish your grievance and so to let go of grief. It happens naturally once you realize that your grievance serves no purpose except to strengthen a false sense of self. Forgiveness is to offer no resistance to life, to allow life to live through you. The alternatives are pain and suffering, a greatly restricted flow of life energy, and in many cases physical disease. The moment you truly forgive, you have reclaimed your power from the mind. Non-forgiveness is the very nature of the mind. Just as the mind-made false self, the ego, cannot survive without strife and conflict. The mind cannot forgive. Only you can. You become present. You enter your body. You feel the vibrant peace and stillness that emanate from being. That is why Jesus said, "Before you enter the temple, forgive."
What is the relationship between presence and the inner body?
Presence is pure consciousness. Consciousness that has been reclaimed from the mind, from the world of form. The inner body is your link with the unmanifested, and in its deepest aspect is the unmanifested, the source from which consciousness emanates as light emanates from the sun. Awareness of the inner body is consciousness remembering its origin and returning to the source.
Is the unmanifested the same as being?
Yes. The word unmanifested attempts, by way of negation, to express that which cannot be spoken, thought, or imagined. It points to what it is by saying what it is not. Being, on the other hand, is a positive term. Please don't get attached to either of these words or start believing in them. They are no more than signposts.
You said that presence is consciousness that has been reclaimed from the mind. Who does the reclaiming?
You do. But since in your essence you are consciousness, we might as well say that it is an awakening of consciousness from the dream of form. This does not mean that your own form will instantly vanish in an explosion of light. You can continue in your present form, yet be aware of the formless and deathless deep within you.
I must admit this is way beyond my comprehension. And yet, on some deeper level, I seem to know what you're talking about. It's more like a feeling than anything else. Am I deceiving myself?
No, you're not. Feeling will get you closer to the truth of who you are than thinking. I cannot tell you anything that deep within you don't already know. When you have reached a certain stage of inner connectedness, you recognize the truth when you hear it. If you haven't reached that stage yet, the practice of body awareness will bring about the deepening that is necessary. In the meantime, awareness of the inner body has other benefits in the physical realm. One of them is a significant slowing down of the aging of the physical body. Whereas the outer body normally appears to grow old and wither fairly quickly, the inner body does not change with time, except that you may feel it more deeply and become it more fully. If you are 20 years old now, the energy field of your inner body will feel just the same when you're 80. It will be just as vibrantly alive. As soon as your habitual state changes from being out of the body and trapped in your mind to being in the body and present in the now, your physical body will feel lighter, clearer, more alive. As there's more consciousness in the body, its molecular structure actually becomes less dense. More consciousness means a lessening of the illusion of materiality. When you become identified more with the timeless inner body than with the outer body, when presence becomes your normal mode of consciousness, and past and future no longer dominate your attention, you do not accumulate time anymore in your psyche and in the cells of the body. The accumulation of time as the psychological burden of past and future greatly impairs the cell's capacity for self-renewal. So if you inhabit the inner body, the outer body will grow old at a much slower rate, and even when it does, your timeless essence will shine through the outer form, and you will not give the appearance of an old person.
Is there any scientific evidence for this?
Try it out, and you will be the evidence. Another benefit of this practice in the physical realm is a great strengthening of the immune system which occurs when you inhabit the body.
I'm 40.
The more consciousness you bring into the body, the stronger the immune system becomes. It is as if every cell awakens and rejoices. The body loves your attention. It is also a potent form of self-healing. Most illnesses creep in when you are not present in the body. If the master is not present in the house, all kinds of shady characters will take up residence there. When you inhabit the body, it will be hard for unwanted guests to enter. It is not only your physical immune system that becomes strengthened. Your psychic immune system is greatly enhanced as well. The latter protects you from the negative mental-emotional force fields of others, which are highly contagious. Inhabiting the body protects you not by putting up a shield, but by raising the frequency vibration of your total energy field, so that anything that vibrates at a lower frequency, such as fear, anger, depression, and so on, now exists in what is virtually a different order of reality. It doesn't enter your field of consciousness anymore, or if it does, you don't need to offer any resistance to it because it passes right through you. Please don't just accept or reject what I'm saying. Put it to the test. There is a simple but powerful self-healing meditation that you can do whenever you feel the need to boost your immune system. It is particularly effective if used when you feel the first symptoms of an illness, but it also works with illnesses that are already entrenched if you use it at frequent intervals and with an intense focus. It will also counteract any disruption of your energy field by some form of negativity. However, it is not a substitute for the moment-to-moment practice of being in the body. Otherwise, its effect will only be temporary. Here's the meditation. When you are unoccupied for a few minutes, and especially last thing at night before falling asleep, and first thing in the morning before getting up, flood your body with consciousness. Close your eyes. Lie flat on your back. Choose different parts of your body to focus your attention on briefly at first. Hands, feet, arms, legs, abdomen, chest, head, and so on. Feel the life energy inside those parts as intensely as you can. Stay with each part for 15 seconds or so. Then let your attention run through the body like a wave a few times, from feet to head and back again. This need only take a minute or so. After that, feel the inner body in its totality, as a single field of energy. Hold that feeling for a few minutes. Be intensely present during that time, present in every cell of your body. Don't be concerned if the mind occasionally succeeds in drawing your attention out of the body and you lose yourself in some thought. As soon as you notice that this has happened, just return your attention to the inner body.
At times, when my mind has been very active, it has acquired such momentum that I find it impossible to take my attention away from it and feel the inner body. This happens particularly when I get into a worry or anxiety pattern. Do you have any suggestions?
If at any time you're finding it hard to get in touch with the inner body, it is usually easier to focus on your breathing first. Conscious breathing, which is a powerful meditation in its own right, will gradually put you in touch with the body. Follow the breath with your attention as it moves in and out of your body. Breathe into the body and feel your abdomen expanding and contracting slightly with each inhalation and exhalation. If you find it easy to visualize, close your eyes and see yourself surrounded by light or immersed in a luminous substance, a sea of consciousness. Then breathe in that light. Feel that luminous substance filling up your body and making it luminous also. Then gradually focus more on the feeling. You're now in your body. Don't get attached to any visual image. If you need to use your mind for a specific purpose, use it in conjunction with your inner body. Only if you're able to be conscious without thought can you use your mind creatively, and the easiest way to enter that state is through your body. Whenever an answer, a solution, or a creative idea is needed, stop thinking for a moment by focusing attention on your inner energy field. Become aware of the stillness. When you resume thinking, it will be fresh and creative. In any thought activity, make it a habit to go back and forth every few minutes or so between thinking and an inner kind of listening, an inner stillness. We could say, don't just think with your head, think with your whole body. When listening to another person, don't just listen with your mind, listen with your whole body. Feel the energy field of your inner body as you listen. That takes attention away from thinking and creates a still space that enables you to truly listen without the mind interfering. You are giving the other person space to be. It is the most precious gift you can give. Most people don't know how to listen because the major part of their attention is taken up by thinking. They pay more attention to that than to what the other person is saying, and none at all to what really matters, the being of the other person underneath the words and the mind. Of course, you cannot feel someone else's being except through your own. This is the beginning of the realization of oneness, which is love. At the deepest level of being, you are one with all that is. Most human relationships consist mainly of minds interacting with each other, not of human beings communicating, being in communion. No relationship can thrive in that way, and that is why there's so much conflict in relationships. When the mind is running your life, conflict, strife, and problems are inevitable. Being in touch with your inner body creates a clear space of no mind, within which the relationship can flower.
Chapter 7. Portals into the Unmanifested.
I can feel the energy inside my body, especially in my arms and legs, but I don't seem to be able to go more deeply, as you suggested earlier.
Make it into meditation. It needn't take long. 10 to 15 minutes of clock time should be sufficient. Make sure first that there are no external distractions, such as telephones or people who are likely to interrupt you. Sit on a chair, but don't lean back. Keep the spine erect. Doing so will help you stay alert. Alternatively, choose your own favorite position for meditation. Make sure the body is relaxed. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Feel yourself breathing into the lower abdomen, as it were. Observe how it expands and contracts slightly with each in and out breath. Then become aware of the entire inner energy field of the body. Don't think about it. Feel it. By doing this, you reclaim consciousness from the mind. If you find it helpful, use the light visualization I described earlier. When you can feel the inner body clearly as a single field of energy, let go, if possible, of any visual image and focus exclusively on the feeling. If you can, also drop any mental image you may still have of the physical body. All that is left, then, is an all-encompassing sense of presence or beingness, and the inner body is felt to be without a boundary. Then take your attention even more deeply into that feeling. Become one with it. Merge with the energy field, so that there's no longer a perceived duality of the observer and the observed, of you and your body. The distinction between inner and outer also dissolves now, so there's no inner body anymore. By going deeply into the body, you have transcended the body. Stay in this realm of pure being for as long as feels comfortable. Then become aware again of the physical body, your breathing, and physical senses, and open your eyes. Look at your surroundings for a few minutes in a meditative way, that is, without labeling them mentally, and continue to feel the inner body as you do so. Having access to that formless realm is truly liberating. It frees you from bondage to form and identification with form. It is life in its undifferentiated state prior to its fragmentation into multiplicity. We may call it the unmanifested, the invisible source of all things, the being within all beings. It is a realm of deep stillness and peace, but also of joy and intense aliveness. Whenever you are present, you become transparent, to some extent, to the light, the pure consciousness that emanates from this source. You also realize that the light is not separate from who you are, but constitutes your very essence.
Is the unmanifested what in the East is called chi, a kind of universal life energy?
No, it isn't. The unmanifested is the source of chi. Qi is the inner energy field of your body. It is the bridge between the outer you and the source. It lies halfway between the manifested, the world of form, and the unmanifested. Qi can be likened to a river or an energy stream. If you take the focus of your consciousness deeply into the inner body, you are tracing the course of this river back to its source. Qi is movement, the unmanifested is stillness. When you reach a point of absolute stillness, which is nevertheless vibrant with life, you have gone beyond the inner body and beyond Qi to the source itself, the unmanifested. Qi is the link between the unmanifested and the physical universe. So if you take your attention deeply into the inner body, you may reach this point, this singularity, where the world dissolves into the unmanifested and the unmanifested takes on form as the energy stream of Qi, which then becomes the world. This is the point of birth and death. When your consciousness is directed outward, mind and world arise. When it is directed inward, it realizes its own source and returns home into the unmanifested. Then, when your consciousness comes back to the manifested world, you reassume the form identity that you temporarily relinquished. You have a name, a past, a life situation, a future. But in one essential respect, you are not the same person you were before. You will have glimpsed a reality within yourself that is not of this world, although it isn't separate from it, just as it isn't separate from you. Now let your spiritual practice be this. As you go about your life, don't give 100% of your attention to the external world and to your mind. Keep some within. I've spoken about this already. Feel the inner body even when engaged in everyday activities, especially when engaged in relationships or when you're relating with nature. Feel the stillness deep inside it. Keep the portal open. It is quite possible to be conscious of the unmanifested throughout your life. You feel it as a deep sense of peace somewhere in the background, a stillness that never leaves you, no matter what happens out here. You become a bridge between the unmanifested and the manifested, between God and the world. This is the state of connectedness with the source that we call enlightenment. Don't get the impression that the unmanifested is separate from the manifested. How could it be? It is the life within every form, the inner essence of all that exists. It pervades this world. Let me explain. You take a journey into the unmanifested every night when you enter the phase of deep dreamless sleep. You merge with the source. You draw from it the vital energy that sustains you for a while when you return to the manifested, the world of separate forms. This energy is much more vital than food. Man does not live by bread alone. But in dreamless sleep, you don't go into it consciously. Although the bodily functions are still operating, you no longer exist in that state. Can you imagine what it would be like to go into dreamless sleep with full consciousness? It is impossible to imagine it, because that state has no content. The unmanifested does not liberate you until you enter it consciously. That's why Jesus did not say, "The truth will make you free," but rather, "You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." This is not a conceptual truth. It is the truth of eternal life beyond form, which is known directly or not at all. But don't attempt to stay conscious in dreamless sleep. It is highly unlikely that you will succeed. At most, you may remain conscious during the dream phase, but not beyond that. This is called lucid dreaming, which may be interesting and fascinating, but it is not liberating. So use your inner body as a portal through which you enter the unmanifested, and keep that portal open so that you stay connected with the source at all times. It makes no difference as far as the inner body is concerned, whether your outer physical body is old or young, frail or strong. The inner body is timeless. If you are not yet able to feel the inner body, use one of the other portals, although ultimately they are all one. Some I have spoken about at length already, but I'll mention them again briefly here. The now can be seen as the main portal. It is an essential aspect of every other portal, including the inner body. You cannot be in your body without being intensely present in the now. Time and the manifested are as inextricably linked as are the timeless now and the unmanifested. When you dissolve psychological time through intense present moment awareness, you become conscious of the unmanifested both directly and indirectly. Directly, you feel it as the radiance and power of your conscious presence. No content, just presence. Indirectly, you are aware of the unmanifested in and through the sensory realm. In other words, you feel the God essence in every creature, every flower, every stone, and you realize all that is holy. This is why Jesus, speaking entirely from his essence or Christ identity, says in the Gospel of Thomas, "Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up a stone, and you will find me there." Another portal into the unmanifested is created through the cessation of thinking. This can start with a very simple thing, such as taking one conscious breath, or looking, in a state of intense alertness, at a flower, so that there's no mental commentary running at the same time. There are many ways to create a gap in the incessant stream of thought. This is what meditation is all about. Thought is part of the realm of the manifested. Continuous mind activity keeps you imprisoned in the world of form and becomes an opaque screen that prevents you from becoming conscious of the unmanifested, conscious of the formless and timeless God essence in yourself and in all things and all creatures. When you are intensely present, you don't need to be concerned about the cessation of thinking, of course, because the mind then stops automatically. That's why I said the now is an essential aspect of every other portal. Surrender, the letting go of mental emotional resistance to what is, also becomes a portal into the unmanifested. The reason for this is simple. Inner resistance cuts you off from other people, from yourself, from the world around you. It strengthens the feeling of separateness on which the ego depends for its survival. The stronger the feeling of separateness, the more you are bound to the manifested, the world of separate forms. The more you are bound to the world of form, the harder and more impenetrable your form identity becomes. The portal is closed, and you are cut off from the inner dimension, the dimension of depth. In the state of surrender, your form identity softens and you become somewhat transparent, as it were, so the unmanifested can shine through you. It's up to you to open a portal in your life that gives you conscious access to the unmanifested. Get in touch with the energy field of the inner body, be intensely present, disidentify from the mind, surrender to what is. These are all portals you can use, but you only need to use one.
Surely love must also be one of those portals?
No, it isn't. As soon as one of the portals is open, love is present in you as the feeling realization of oneness. Love isn't a portal. It's what comes through the portal into this world. As long as you are completely trapped in your form identity, there can be no love. Your task is not to search for love, but to find a portal through which love can enter.
Are there any other portals apart from those you just mentioned?
Yes, there are. The unmanifested is not separate from the manifested. It pervades this world, but it is so well disguised that almost everybody misses it completely. If you know where to look, you'll find it everywhere. A portal opens up every moment. Do you hear that dog barking in the distance? Or that car passing by? Listen carefully. Can you feel the presence of the unmanifested in that? You can't? Look for it in the silence out of which the sounds come and into which they return. Pay more attention to the silence than to the sounds. Paying attention to outer silence creates inner silence. The mind becomes still. A portal is opening up. Every sound is born out of silence, dies back into silence, and during its lifespan is surrounded by silence. Silence enables the sound to be. It is an intrinsic but unmanifested part of every sound, every musical note, every song, every word. The unmanifested is present in this world as silence. This is why it has been said that nothing in this world is so like God as silence. All you have to do is pay attention to it. Even during a conversation, become conscious of the gaps between words, the brief silent intervals between sentences. As you do that, the dimension of stillness grows within you. You cannot pay attention to silence without simultaneously becoming still within. Silence without, stillness within. You have entered.
All right, it's been an hour.
Unmanifest.
Turn the text music. Yo, that was dope. So I get my books from Amazon.com or Amazon Audio, but a lot of these books is already out, y'all. And so if you just go to YouTube and type in the title of the book, audiobook, in Google, it'll pop up quite often. So for Grace, where it says, no love cannot exist, understand that everything's happening at the same time. And so when a person says, oh, this is lovely, or oh, this is beautiful, that's their way of communicating to identifying now. Where you see something so beautiful, you're like, God damn, make me think about the stuff I thought I knew, right? And so that's you allowing love to flow, right? Now you are the portal, right? But once you see it, so look at it in the opposite set. If there's somebody in your life, I know a lot of people can try to get name calling. I don't care. I don't give a shit. If there's somebody in your life and you don't like something they're doing, I don't care, from the wildest criminals. Remember, I'm speaking about the dark stuff that I went through, from the pedophilia to you name it. As long as somebody has something for you to say you don't like, you won't see solution to its issue. We take love away. If love isn't everything, then there's nothing you shouldn't not like. And what I mean by not like, use your friend or your significant other. Like, I don't like you smacking, or I don't like the way you do feeling something silly. There's no different of that like to the world's greatest horrible sin type like. When you see that it's all connected, it's all one, what you start to realize is these things that you're quote unquote not liking, there's a manifestation of its existence. Going back to what he's talking about, the dog barking or the horn being blown. Did you hear it? That was manifested, but become the horn. Somebody's blowing that horn because maybe they're excited because they got their brand new ride. Or maybe somebody cut them off and they have a child in the back who's just coming home for the first day. And for you, for whatever reason, that horn, it just made you, I could tell you now, I've been in cars and situations with people, and they would be frustrated, and I would look in my mind's eye and know that I cannot continue the relationship in which I desired, for they are hurt, and for they will not allow love. And so when I try to be loving, they're going to, right? That horn to them was like, why the, right? And I'm just like, you don't know why that horn is being blown. You don't know why that dog is barking. You don't know why that child is crying. You don't know why that man did that. You don't know why that woman did that. You may say you do, but put them in your shoes and give them the same life you had where they make the same decisions. We shouldn't be so quick to judge when we're always the portal to love. If something needs to be fixed and it's an issue in your mind, then the universe gave that to you to fix. I shit you not. If you say that's a problem, then that's for you to fix, not nobody else. Whether it's a fixing of you go get other people to help. Hey, I need help moving this thing, man. I gotta, hey, shit, I help you. I ain't got shit to do. What you got? To somebody else, like, that ain't my problem. Shit. And it's not. If they don't see it as a problem. Earlier, he was talking about meditation. Give me a second. In fact, I need to use the bathroom. Give me some coffee real quick. Yeah, right? That hour went by fast. No, thank you, Darlene. Thank you for being here. Well, I never heard that name. Have I heard that name? I like that. I got so many cards over here, y'all. Mujiji. But I got a cheat method in my mind on how you can pick the perfect girl, the perfect guy. Like, it's energy. It's all energy, and energy never lies. But you have to set these as rules. This is not me being the cool guy. This is not me saying something that no one knows. Like, a dog will sit there and get emotional over watching Scar killing Simba. Or not Simba, Mufasa, right? And they have these videos, and you know, because of emotion, you can't fake it. When you see pain, when somebody sees pain, what they identify as pain, that's real. They're gonna, man, rest in peace, my grandmother. Boy, she was a hit dog will holler. But I didn't know how dope that was. This is why I sent that video for those who remember. Don't defend shit. Every time somebody says something, I didn't say that. My grandma would say, baby, a hit dog will holler. And I'd just be like, what does that mean? But if a hit dog got hit, it's gonna scream. And so that's why I try to get people to stop explaining yourself. That's what you like, that's what you enjoy, then be that. That somebody else's view to what it is you enjoy might, bring them a lot of pain. We're gonna put a pause on that. I use the bathroom for real. So but we talk about people's energy. Remember we was talking about meditating and feeling your body. I'm going to show you how to meditate and feel your body and have the energy of people around you and met. I got to get a word. Equally? You won't have as much pressure after I explain this when it comes to people's feelings towards you. Promise you. Once you understand you can feel this, you've never not felt it. I'm going to warm my coffee up. will be uploading, for those who are joining, hadn't caught the whole thing or the beginning of it, I will be uploading two of them to YouTube tomorrow. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. So far, they letting me put the whole 3 hours or whatever. Sometimes the phone be a little slow. So, but for those who are coffee connoisseurs, I want y'all to know I've been drinking coffee since I've been 6 years old. And I found this new coffee. I should have looked at the name. I don't know. And a friend of mine had brought me a coffee grinder. I never had one, so I thought it was pretty cool. Grind it up and everything. But this coffee is good as shit. I'm gonna go look at the name tomorrow. Something honey. Something. Alright, I want to go look at it. I'll be back. I'll be back. Cafe Creole, Uganda. Honey processed coffee. Honey processed coffee. But it's delicious. It's like you can taste the smoothness, you can taste the chocolate, you can taste the hint of honey. Like I was like, what is that? And at first I thought I didn't add enough creamer. But it's not pungent like coffee, but it's strong as shit. I tell you that much. But it's good. Cafe Creole. Make sure. Cafe Creole. Oh, there it is. I guess they have all types of different flavors with honey in it. But if you get a chance, it's not bad. All right. It won't be as long. It won't be on as long as normal. It's already been almost 2 hours now, though. At a pub shelter. It's Germany. Now, I tried to get to Germany, but the military wouldn't send me there. That's what's up, boy. Y'all out here loving. Appreciate the love, y'all. I appreciate y'all supporting me, supporting each other. What's up from St. Louis? Tears through the pain with his love. Thank you, Grace. Your kindness, I swear. So we got to talk about what picture you was talking about in a minute. Yes, indeed, Caramel, correct. Thank you, Chanel. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you as well, Star. I found this by accident, but if you swipe right, the chat disappears. Until you swipe. I think it's only if you're watching. I know what you're talking about. But it might be a way to put them. But I like the comments. Coffee is love. Who said that? Get them, Caramel. I like tea too, though. I have a Keurig that I use a little pod. I don't use the pods, the refillable ones. YouTube channel is hashtag USELOVEFIRST, but it's also in the bio as well, y'all. There's some coffee lovers in here. All right, so let me share this way on how I see energy. Boy, it's hot. I put that heat on the thing. Not for to catch us off guard. All right. So remember when Eckhart Tolle was talking about mindfulness, where you lay down, you close your eyes, and you feel your legs, you can feel your knees, you can feel the energy flowing through your body. You can increase it, you can decrease it, you can get angry, you can get sad. You can send yourself through your own wash of emotions so that you can make sure you know what it is you're feeling. I've learned that you can do this with people, right? People are a part of you. I can tell you right now that if you could just sit down, in fact, I would prefer for you to lay down and think about the people you know, irrefutable evidence you love. There's a portion of your body that moves, but don't look for, your leg to jump. And sometimes it might. Don't look for it to even twitch. Look to see if your heart started to race. But before you do this, this is why you do the exercise of feeling your body first, feeling your blood flow, feeling the temples on the side of your head without touching. You can feel the air in your lungs. Like, you can feel all of that. And then he was talking about where, 10, 15 seconds on each portion of your body. Then you let your body wave through. Like, you literally can feel this energy. Once again, I honestly thought everybody was doing this. When I started my journey, when I started to realize like we have this, ability, the people in our lives are attached to us in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Picture, joke, a memory, a blanket. Maybe you have a dog with this person and a dog stayed with you. A letter. There's so much beauty. And before I show it to you, if I wrote a letter and to somebody it's beautiful, but to the person that they're with may not find it to be as beautiful. And the person they're with might feel like that is trash. And that's going to affect your energy. You'll be like, oh, well, I'm not comfortable sharing, this energy with you, because when I share this energy about how something that's not attached to you makes me feel, that's like saying, hey, my left arm makes me feel like this. And you're like, well, why your left arm make you feel that way? Cut it off. Oh, this is my left arm, right? Well, why are you still in love with your ex? All right, cut it off. Oh. And so if somebody asked me to cut my love off for you, should I cut it off? And then you're like, well, I'm with you now. Before you met me, should I not loved you? Well, it didn't matter. To you, it didn't matter. But to love you as well as I'm loving you now is because I loved you before I met you. I just never put a title on you. And so the time that I have with you is not guaranteed. This might be the last 5 minutes of our lives. But there's no reason for me to ever feel like you're not deserving of love. If you do something where I feel that I cannot accept as far as behavior, that doesn't mean I don't love you. That means I protect myself and say, hey, I'm not with that. This thing these people, you can lay down and feel this attachment towards your entire body. You could think about a person, all of a sudden your eyes is fluttering. Or you might catch yourself thinking about the person and you'll smile. Or you'll sit there and you'll start blushing. Ain't nobody fucking around. But it's a memory that was so beautiful. And this is towards the people, right? This is towards the people that you truly know, irrefutable evidence you love. Use that as your warmth. Use that as the preliminaries after you feel all the energy in your body. You think about, for lack of better words, let's use your mother and father. You feel good about them, whoever it is. Then the people you're not sure about, because you're not used to this energy. You think you like them, you're not sure you like them, you get into their lives, but there's this thing, and you just can't quite put your finger on it. And so, or you're interested in somebody, and you want to pursue this relationship, or you want to take it to the next level. Lay down. Think about this person. Think about this person. And whatever it is that they have been, the time frame they've been in your life, ask yourself if you find more joy in the times that you've been with them or the times that you feel like they've done this thing that you said is wrong. I'm going to tell you right now as a hint. If this person crosses your mind, stop now. Go love them. Whoever you're thinking about, go love them. And so don't look for pain. Whoever you're thinking about at this time, right? It's a way for me to get people to understand that there's 7.8 billion people in the world. And that person that just crossed your mind, you're sitting here debating it's because you don't know how to navigate your love. These people are important to you. This is the portion or area in your life where that energy that you're reaching out to, and you're just like, what's happening? What the is that? And you just can't make the connection. Well, here it is. This is how I figured it out. I'm gonna get a little bigger. This is you. Okay? This little dot is you. Every single thing you do, every thought you do, every walk you do, every talk you do, you do anything you do in any way, shape, form, or fashion is existence to you in the observing form of you. It's an energy wave you send out. Sometimes it's low energy. Sometimes it's big energy. Sometimes it's loving energy. Woo! Sometimes it's scary energy. Sometimes it's whatever you're feeling, you're fucking sending out. You hear me? So, these waves are you moving, talking, thinking. This energy gets sent out. Once again, makes perfect sense in my head. This energy gets sent out in all directions. This is time. Today, tomorrow, 20 years from now, aka future, right? You're now the center of the gravity, center of the universe. You are constant, right? You're never not, right? You've never not been here. You've always been here, right? You call it birth, you call it death, but you've never not been here. What ends up happening is that let's call this a sad moment. You did something and it's got sadness in it. Let's call this fear. Right, let's call this, whatever emotion you want, let's call this love. And so you're sending this out. Whatever you send out actually comes back to you. But you as a person who's listening, is not seeing what it is you're sending out. Because you don't feel like your words actually have power. You don't feel like your thoughts actually is this energy. People are not feeling like this is actually this thing that I'm sending out. Well, I'm gonna draw this on the other side. Once again, I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying shit that no one knows. It's just the combination in which I try to present it myself inside my mind. And I share my experience with everyone else. All right? This is the person you're thinking about. And they're sending energy off as well. Why are you thinking about them? Because they're sending energy to you. And you're sending energy to them. When you are loving, right? Just being pure love, imagine, let's say this is pure love. Imagine this emotion that we said was fear or unwanted, right? I just say unkind, unwanted emotions. It gets sent out. When you're loving, everything flows through you. Love flows through you. Darkness flows through you. Yin and yang, right? It all flows through you. The universe flows through you. Everybody flows through you. This is how you can feel. You off. You good? You got a little, you anxious about something? Like, I'm good. I fucking felt that, right? You're feeling the person's pushing off the energy. For the average of us, we don't trust that feeling. And so for those who do not necessarily trust it, but catch it, they ask their significant others or, whoever you're thinking about, hey, are you okay? Right? I was just thinking about you, and right? And I'll get people who will catch my energy, right? They'll sit there and text me, right? Like, yo, you good? Like, yes, I'm good. Because I've learned how to sit in a certain moment and utilize it as necessary. Existence is love. But you have to be loving for it to be shown. If you're not loving, then you're going to say, well, he is this and she is that. And I can automatically tell you that it's not that you're not loving, it's that you're not loving yourself the way you know you can. Do you judge yourself? Perfect world, we say no. Right? So if you don't judge yourself, you don't judge others. What you do to yourself, you're going to do to others. Now, this person is being, for lack of better words, unloving. This person is being loving. What you do to yourself, you're going to do to others. This person is going to feel that. The person that's being loving, they're going to feel that. You hear me? This is going to have them protected. Because that energy, after a while, their love, although it's passing through you, they'll be able to repel. And you're getting further and further and further and further away. Why? What's happening? Because you're not loving them. Love brings you closer, right? If there's somebody in your mind at this very second and you wish they were there, it's not because they're bad or a mistake or you know them or don't know them or they're black or white or whatever reason you're picking for the reason that person's not being there. Is that your loving energy is passing through them and they're fighting it. This is where the resistance comes in. This is where I miss him. I miss her. That's where that comes in. Because if the love goes ahead and flows, you'll never miss. You'll never miss. You're patiently awaiting for your king or queen to arrive or return or whatever the case may be. And so for you in your mind's eye, no matter what you're doing, where you're at in the world, you're just being loving. And so that radiates and more love gets to you. The people, they don't actually, how should I say, change. What ends up happening is that fear they were sending, it didn't affect you, right? They want to get closer to you. How do they get closer to you? Ladies and gentlemen, they start loving you. Don't fear the love you have. Be patient with the people in your life. The distance that they have is because they are not able to feel or understand how to navigate the love or the pain or whatever it is that they're feeling. For you to be loving, do not stop being loving to whoever it is you're thinking about. To whoever it is that's trying to tell you that I do love you. I'm fucking up because how the people taught me how to love. And for whatever reason, they ain't rocking with you. So I don't know how to speak to you effectively so that we can continue this relationship. Even in death, it's the same thought process. I don't know how to communicate with you effectively so we can continue this relationship. You can have the relationship after a person dies and how you communicate with them spiritually, right? I never said that this was a physical body, right? But it is you. This could be an object that you've imbued with so much love. You watch all the cartoons, you've seen the movies, you've seen the things. They said, this reminds me of, whenever I'm around this, I feel closer to, right? And so this is what Eckhart Tolle means that when he said, Jesus, like, if you break the wood, I am there, right? And the other thing that he said, the concept is reality is that you are everywhere. You can put yourself in anybody's shoes. You can be the sun, you can be the moon, you can be stars, you can be water, you can be your friends, you can be your significant other. You can help them see the world in ways they never could because you are loving. So when you become them and you start understanding why they're doing what they're doing, the judgment stops. And that thing, that feeling, that fear they were sending out, they don't have to send it out no more. Why? Because they know that you're going to be loving. Consistency is the proof to authenticity, right? So they're doing this, They're being nasty. They're being fill in the blank. Why? Not in a judgment sense, because of what they went through as a man or as a woman from the day they were born to the time they met you, to the time they quote unquote stopped knowing you. They're only doing what they were taught to do. Be loving to everyone, regardless of what it is they do. But learn how to protect yourself, those you love, your mind, your body, and you can keep on rocking. And those who really want to be in your life, you ain't got to say shit. They'll change if they want to. Outside of that, respect them no matter what direction they come from, because you are the center of the universe, regardless of who you are. When you see the bigger picture, we're all the center, we're all one, and we resonate as necessary. The frequency gets adjusted. Like in my head, like I see it, in my head, we look like atoms, just adjusting to each other's frequencies. Some closer, some gets further away, right? This is the power of now. This is the understanding of love. Loving you is not physical. Loving you is not even actual words. The existence of thinking for you to be loving, to speak about it more and more and more and more, will have you on the search. And you realize, shit, I've been searching for love all this time. No, you've been defining what you say is love all this time. That's why when you get it, it just clicks. And everybody's like, damn, you've been through a lot, huh? And you're like, if you say it that way, but it's part of the process. But yes. As soon as he said, you can do this with people, the person that came across your mind, love the fuck out of them. You pretending you're living tomorrow. That doesn't mean you call them up and say, I want to be your wife. That's not what I'm speaking about. I'm talking about literally that whenever they come into your life, whatever they do, whatever you do to them, do it as loving as you fucking can. But do it when? Now. All right. And love never loses. I'm going to say never. It never loses. Excuse me. You woke up in here. That's good. That to me is good. Thank you. He's always on my mind. Did I read that right? Pebble in the pond. Yep. That's one way to look at it, Mary. That's it. If you can see that ripple, no matter that energy, right? It's gonna be felt. It's going out. But that's where oh shit. Look at it as manifestation, right? You start with, I feel good about this manifestation. I wish I had fill in the blank. And then it goes to here. Then for some reason you say, but I don't know. And the universe is like, all right, we'll send that energy out too. And then it gets to here and you're like, damn, what my manifestation? Well, you put a but in there, shit. You gotta, right? What do you want to do? As opposed to you just staying purely loving, no matter when you are, the things that you feel is in front of you, you're like, this is what I'm supposed to have. I don't deny anything I have now. I accept all my gifts. I accept my reality. And so whether it's 20 years from now, how you see the past, or now, you're loving no matter what. And so you're appreciating. I appreciate my exes for what I've gone through. I appreciate, the things that they've taught me, good, bad, ugly, and different by perspective, because I'm the man or the woman I am now. But yes, it's like the pebble being dropped. I like that. Damn, just see it as manifesting. That's what's up. Yeah, we all rocking. we all in here now. Thank you, Grace. I always tell people to pay attention to how they speak, because words are life. That is correct. You create your entire world. You manifest everything. Yes. Be kind. If you're around people that speak nasty, speak ugly, and then you see yourself saying it because you're trying to talk, tell yourself, hey, I got to push distance against this. I'm going to be loving to you. But if you, right? Hey, I enjoy this type of energy. And there's some people that like to stay in that darkness. Help them guide it through that darkness. Show them to the door. But if they come back, you have to ask them, do you mean to be there? Is that where you want to be? Is that what you want to talk about? Ask them. They're grown shit. I used to be afraid to ask people stuff like that. And so it's like, if that's what you want to talk about, by all means, let's talk about it. But whatever it is that you're doing, walk it all the way through. Don't fucking tap out. Right? You want to go through it again? You look crazy. No? All right, let's fucking finish this shit. And then you talk about it. And then you think about something positive. All the time, I know when things are off, whether they're with me or not. Yep. My kindergarten friend has been in and out of my life since second grade, and somehow we meet again. Yep. But there it is. For those who thought about, don't be surprised if they hit you up, call you. Don't be shocked. Right? Do not be shocked. And understand that We give names. I need y'all to understand that whoever we thought about them at the same time. This is all of us manifesting. Yeah? Because we call it names, but it's nothing more than love. That's it. That's all it is. Yep, definitely resistance. Yes, love attract love. I love the inviting nature of accepting love. Thank you, Grace. Thank you. I just have to love from a distance till divine timing brings her back into my life. Nadine, she never left. The day before you met her, she was in your life. You just didn't know where she was at. Now you know where she's at. You can love her more than you could ever fucking imagine. You can blow her mind every fucking moment. You can. I am not fucking with you. But if you feel like you have to have somebody in front of you to love you, tap into all of your love. You can love through the cosmos. I am not saying cool shit. I mean this. It could be so powerful that the person that's in their life, your love starts to calibrate who they are. They start changing because of what they desire. Not because it's you. It's because you've learned how to love the way that people are supposed to, unconditionally. So if anybody's in her life or the person you're thinking about and they're loving conditionally, don't worry. Don't worry, kings and queens. Like always, you return to the source. You are the source. Now rise. I don't stress shit no more. If you want to leave, by all means, I respect you. I'll give you a clear passage. I'll make sure you get there. I'll do what the fuck I can. Yep, 100%. And I love you right there. With whoever you with, whatever group, whatever it is you do, I fucking love you. Why? Because I don't want you to ever feel like that if you get into that corner where you're not going to be loved because of something that you've done, because of how people treat people based off the decisions and being judgment. I'm not rocking like that. Love the shit out of them. The divine has already introduced you to this person. You've seen them one time. They're in your life forever. It can be diverse, but if you start with yourself, it's easy for everyone else. Good, boss lady, good. Yes. Fireworks in the sky, that's what's up. Yup, I'm loving it. Hey, like I said, I'm recording it too, so I learned how to put the volume on. But the understanding ends are reciprocated, so what do you do then? Who cares, Super? Who cares? Let's make ourselves God again. Super, you're a God. You would like to think everybody loves God. But let's be honest. There's some people pissed off at God. There's some people that they could whoop God and be like, hey, man, let me talk to you when I was 7, man. You let that shit happen to me? There's some people who look at God and be like, I used to know you, but I'm going to walk right past you. Does everybody still love God? And if there's anybody who can say yes, then by all means, I'm willing to listen. But I love this little brain that I got. So when I started to see that, I said, I don't think God will stop loving you. I just can't see it. I just don't see God not loving you. He will discipline, but not what people think of. Like, I'm talking about where you're not gonna hurt me. I'm God, damn it. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Think about it like that. Super, is everybody gonna love you? Not everybody loves God. So just be loving. That's who you are. I am loving. It's not a debate. I don't think about it. This is facts, Jack. It's like a child being born. Whatever they feel is real. That's you gonna have to figure out what the fuck they saying. Be that child. Be that love. If they don't like it, fine. Respect that. Be loving. Thank you, Grace. There you go, Moth. There you go, Mary. Happy dance. I'm loving it. Yes. We up in here too. We got 34. The power of now and the fact of love keeps me at the picture behind you, though. The power of now and the fact of love keeps me at that picture behind. Yeah, you gotta tell me what you talking about, Grace. I don't see nothing with a fur coat on. Where and when did you become so knowledgeable? When did you wake up? Queen. After I got my last heart broke, I was like, I'm through with this shit. The epiphany was with this person in my life. I was originally, it's like, oh, I'm feeling this way because she's leaving, right? And I didn't want her to leave. And then this feeling of my mother, who I last saw, I keep looking at the picture. Last saw was at 8, and I saw a very similar thing. Like, I would have done anything to be with you. I would have done, I don't care if my mother, had me on drugs. My mother, sold me for drugs. My mother, or I say sold me for drugs, probably. Right? I was raped as an infant and had all these other dark things. And my first memory is 3 years old. It's like, other men and women. And a lot of people don't know that. But all I wanted was my mom in my life. See, when you remove why somebody is feeling the blame, you don't give a shit. But the world told me I couldn't love a woman like that. Right? And so in my head, I'm like, man, you're nothing like my mom. Why are you not returning what I thought was love, right? The expectations, right? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm trying to follow suit. I'm trying to be obedient, all right? Maximum level. I don't care how bad. Literally, I was telling a friend, I said, you could kick me in my face and I'll stay right there. And there are people like, man, Kyle, you stupid, you stupid, you stupid. And what they're seeing is this physical pain, but you can't see my mind. I didn't flinch. My body gave in, not my mind. And so I started to realize that the reason why people was doing that because I wasn't physically standing. I was like, but you asked me to be in your goddamn life. Like, I'm confused. Right? So that's how, I'm like talking to my mom, like, you asked me to be in your life. I was chilling in whatever, right? Whatever spiritual world I was chilling at, and you and dad decided, so I'm here. Why am I being treated like this? And so, with her being gone, in my mind at the age of 8, that's how I treated every single woman. Right? I feel like I have to beg for your love and please let me, right? I could draw you a picture, right? I heard if I draw pictures, you love me. I drew you a bunch of pictures. Right? What am I supposed to do, right? I bought you this, right? Whatever the... And it was a trickle-down effect. And I saw that I was doing it to people of my past. I saw that I was doing it to myself. I saw that I was doing it to my children, my daughter, my son. I saw it was doing it to my quality of life. Like, I saw it all, and I stopped complaining. Was there damage? Yeah, it's a lot. But damage in the sense of reference to others. Then I realized that's not damage. That's my motherfucking battlefield. And I'm going to show y'all how to make this home. I fear nothing now. Right? And so now it's like, oh, you're so strong. No. When I realized that I could die right now, I could have died when I was born. I could have died in one of my combat zones. I could have died from, one of the many car accidents I've had. I could have died in foster care. I could have died in being adopted. I could have died just walking to the mailbox. And the list goes on and on and on. And so I've always had this kind of taste for life, like, is there more? Like, why am I dealing with so much, right? But it wasn't just me. I realized that that's how people were seeing the world. Like, why are we dealing with so much? And I used to say things like, I want to be helpful to people. I want to be the guy who knows how to love, to where you don't have to worry if it's love anymore. Like, once again, I didn't know about auto-suggestion. I didn't know what I was creating, but I was just saying shit. I used to say, one of my favorite things is that I used to pray to be the Bruce Lee of psychology. I want to be the Bruce Lee of psychology. If my mentor was here, he'll laugh. I want to be the Bruce Lee of psychology. I used to say that over and over, like a kid, like it's a kid. Because I didn't understand certain things. I didn't understand why she liked him when the other guy got the cookies. And she took the cookies from him, like punk, and then go give it to the other guy. I was like, what happened? Right? Because that child was taught to chase, not to receive. When I was taught that I was chasing, I didn't know how to receive. But damage, I wouldn't flinch at damage. But if you try to show me, if you gave me $1, nah, here you go, man. Nah, I'm good. Like, bro, you look hungry. Drink some water. When I realized that I was not loving myself, I got a taste of it from this young lady. And it was even to my head where it wasn't so much that it was her. It's that when I started to discover myself, she was there. And I started to see things differently. I wasn't in the military anymore. This person didn't have that side of me. As a soldier, I was always had another mask on. But, with here being by myself, being retired, like I got to see more me, and I started to discover me. When you start to discover love and you have your epiphanies or whatever, the people around you are affected too. And so that's when it started to make sense what was happening between me and her and the exes and the people that's in my life, my children. And so the more loving I was, the more loving there was. And so I stopped complaining. I stopped, yesterday, all right? And can't say that I didn't do it. But when you have that type of knowledge, you get to be your own prophet. You just start telling the truth, your truth. Someone's always got something to say. I've learned that. Someone's always going to be judgmental. I've learned that. Someone's going to love you like a motherfucker. Somebody's going to hate you like a motherfucker. I've learned that. I've learned that people will hurt you no matter how much you say, don't hurt me, unless you stand up. And some people, y'all, you got to make a fool out of them. I've seen it. I've seen the enemy clear as day. And I'm like, I will fight you back. Like, I will fight you back. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I was a Marine and a soldier. Like, I got kids. Like, I'm trying my best. And so before I had the back against the wall complex, that's what it was. A lot of us finally break free when our back's against the wall. And we're like, I can't, right? I've learned that I can do that at the start line. It's a different game now. So my first wave of love every day when I wake up, it is never not love now. Right? Even if somebody says, that's not love, I didn't ask you. But if you want to talk about it, right? Why do you view it that way? And then we go back and forth. And so, about 2.5 years now. And for those who've on their spiritual awakening, those who've made it through their journey, or on their journey a little bit further, like the scariness, am I losing my mind? Does anybody else think about this? Do I understand time traveling? Oh my gosh, aliens are real. All this shit is fake. They never loved me. Right? It boom, 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 boom. And then you realize it's all one beautiful dance. That's all it is. And some portions of the song, it's not your best. And then that's it. And then you enjoy the rest. And so love was, whatever your purpose is, whatever you find it's the thing that you felt like you lacked. Whatever your purpose is, it's the thing you felt like you lacked the most in your life. And somehow that manifests because you think about it the most. Manifestation, auto-suggestion. You think about it the most. The thing you think about the most, you become. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Love. I wanted love from a mother. Like a drug. And so I would treat people like gods and queens. If they say no, my point was that's what I was trying to do, right? And it manifested into something. So now I don't not love. I love freely, without fear. Like a kid. I don't know, it does feel divine. The knowledge that people call it, this knowledge, I seriously am a kid. Y'all are looking at this 40-year-old kid who can do math on the human mind without writing it. That's it. Somehow I see it. And there's a lot of people out there who can see it. It's 37 of y'all right now. Always be kind even when the other person doesn't deserve it. Yes, be impeccable with your words. Don Miguel Ruiz. I don't know who that is. Law of attraction. Yes, yep, got to fight off that ego. Yep. When the ego died for me, y'all, it was a wrap. That's when I really started having fun. When my ego died, because I knew my ego was alive when people were saying things and certain responses was happening, right? It wasn't the somebody said something negative and it wasn't that. I learned my triggers. It was when somebody would say something positive and instead of receiving it, I would do this thing where it was just like confused, like, yeah, thank you. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is that? And when I got rid of my ego, I could stay in the kid form who was just like, oh, I like your jacket, thank you. I like my jacket. I like your shirt. Appreciate it. And I get in there, like, oh, I got this shirt from seeing Avengers. Da, 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 da. That's when I realized, holy shit, my ego is gone. Does that make sense? Think about the kid where you're just like, I like your drawing. Like, yep. And then we went to the park, and then we did this, and you're like, holy shit. I didn't mean that. Oh, he's excited. I've learned that that we're supposed to be that way. We really are. What you need, Lone? You said how to meditate? Just wanted to say you're beautiful. Thank you, Winnie. I promise you, you're beautiful as well. The rampage was perfect timing. Timing is in sync. Oh, thank you, Infinite. Wow, that's what's up. You beautiful people. I miss more of the book, huh? Tara, are we friends? Oh, we're not friends. We gotta ring the bell, love. Listen, y'all, I don't even say it. Never mind. Oh, I love your voice, eyes, and energy. Thank you, Grace. Spiritual beings will find love on the frequency plane. Just put out the love and they feel it. Yes, that is correct. Yep, there you go. I always say your name wrong. Deneen. Thank you, One Night. No, not a problem. I am her. Thanks for the acknowledgement. When you become the people in your life, you'll love them to a degree where they think you are mind reading them. Stop complaining about what it is they do and fucking love them. The reason why they're doing what they're doing is because people don't accept them. You'll change them. You won't force it. It'll be like water to a plant. It will grow. Just be loving. Watch and be patient. It might take a week. It might take a year. It might take fucking forever. But I'd rather have that type of love given to me with authenticity over years and built into something beautiful. That's what we call building an empire, brick by brick, as opposed to having that moment of passion. You hit them with the one night Luther Vandross, just one night, and you're like, damn, did you know if you waited 1 year, you can have that one night every night? That's how I see things now. I don't rush shit. What about trust? In reference to you trusting other people, trust your instincts, trust you first. If you trust you first, this feels good. Somebody says, no, it doesn't. You'd be like, I wasn't asking. It's my goddamn feelings. This, right? Trust that. Because the actions of others, along with their emotions and how you feel about them, will match the frequency, energy. You never have to question it. Love to you. I gotta call my mom. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what's up, Indigo. Tell her we said hi. When you turn to your right, show the top picture. You talking about over? Last time I did, I turned to my right. They said it was this side. So remember, this is flipped. So this side. Oh, thank y'all for the love. I promise you, we are all well. All of us being a molecule of God, totally ourselves. It's loving God. Love you, God. Thank you, Chanel. Love you too, love. I was love with all you are. No other way to be this messed up world. Correct? My mom passed of severe addiction and then came to her funeral. It took me years to have it. Wow, Grace. I'm sorry, love. Because you were taught that it was painful. Pain is in your brain. Emotion Code, one of my favorite books to reference, Weenie. And you can have open brain surgery awake because brain is created. Pain is created in your brain, aka pain is not real. For a person who goes to the gym and they're dealing with pain after a while, they don't call it pain. It's part of the process. And so it's an obstacle, it's transformation or transmutation. And so you never complain about it. You know you're gonna get your six pack. You know you're gonna get that you desire. And if it's not working, trust your instincts, right? Trust yourself. This is not working. I want a different method. I want a different coach. I've been sticking with this. This is the external things. When it comes to people, you're not supposed to feel a single ounce of pain. You're not supposed to. But for some reason, if anybody in here says, yes, you are, then that means you're making sure your children feel pain from the day they were born to the time they get out your house. Hey, did you feel pain today? You're supposed to feel pain. So here we go. Hey, congratulations. Right? And so you're don't do that to yourself. It's painful because you say it's painful. It can be loving if you say it's loving. Grace, I'm so sorry to hear. Yeah, love, that's right. That's rough. Right, I'm 6 foot tall and bulletproof. Boom, there you go. Man, Winnie, you should have been here for the with the visualization meditation, and we had like this epic music and everything. So one of the things I see myself, and when I first did it, like I'm tall as shit. I'm like I'm in the stars, like I'm right? I'm having fun. And for me to see that now, being the person I am, I didn't know I could. So yeah, make yourself 20 feet tall. Fucking make yourself Superman. Make yourself whoever. That's why all this shit. I got Superman and Batman and them on my Spider-Man and Superman on my wall. But that's why these characters exist, because they existed in somebody's mind. So you can be any of this. I am Moth. Well, you're talking to Grace. Grace, you still in there? Yes, thank you. I agree. Be water, my friend. Yes, you put the water in the cup, it becomes the cup. She danced for you and forgave the man. I don't know what you mean. I feel like you're looking at a different dimension right now, Grace. Like low key, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to like bring you up to about to cut all these lights on. Good, Tamika, good. Tell your soul I said hello. You see, we used to be difficult till I had a friend say I was selfish, not to allow them to be kind. Ooh. Yeah, that's shit. That hurt me. This is some real shit, because I went through self-discovery when I met my wife. Good. I love y'all testimonies. I don't complain, I explain. If they don't get it, it's on them. Correct. Right? You just do the best you can to express. After a while, you won't need to say shit. They'll feel it. I got people in my life that I've gotten angry, and they're like, "You good? You know what? We're not doing this." And I was so goddamn mad, right? And I tell people, you can be mad, but just because you're mad don't mean you drive your car off the bridge. You sit there and fucking figure it out. But she caught it so fast, and I was, right? You don't need words. You don't. If you trust your own feelings. I was taught to chase and please others. All I was. Love and family. Now I know love true. Yes. We aren't together right now, but the unconditional love I have heard hasn't faded. Self-love with your help. When you're back against the wall, the beast comes out. Until you realize that the beast never left. The beast has been out the entire time. The only reason why the beast had to do something, because clearly the man wasn't making the decisions. And so now the beast has to attack, and it has no direction. And now it's a savage. Thank you for the service. You still serves and protecting us. Thank you, Chanel. That's what's up. Thank you, love. You wanted love, so you became love. Yeah, trying to make me cry again. Thank you, Melanated Jim. Not to be thrown away like garbage. Purpose to see value in things and people we throw away. It is divine. Man. I need y'all to know that this is like a dream come true. Like, Melanated, thank you, love. Appreciate the gifts. Appreciate the love. What's your advice on learning to love yourself so you can love again after surviving abuse? Sky, nothing happens by accident. If you're existing at this very moment, you are a warrior beyond your imagination. The world has taught you that when you survive stuff, you're supposed to grade it. You fucking survived it. You don't need to grade shit. So if you survive all the stuff that you went through from the time you were born till now, why the hell are you afraid of your future? Because someone taught you to be afraid of your future. Someone taught you to fear things when you've been existing all this damn time. Rocking and shocking, fucking up, getting it back together, losing it, gaining it, trying another relationship, losing that relationship, trying again. And people looking at you like, right, like you're this whatever type of person. And you see yourself, but we invest into others first before we invest to ourselves. Kind of like the example of the airplane. Take care of yourself so you can take care of the children, right? So learning to love yourself so you can love again after surviving abuse. You never forgot loving yourself. You've never not loved yourself. The only reason why you were in the relationship you were in is because you knew how to love yourself. That's why you were in that relationship. The reason why you're not in that relationship, because y'all weren't loving each other properly. No one not loves themselves. Does that make sense? Right? So you say surviving after abuse. We are so used to titling things. And so on the outside looking in, somebody says, Kyle, that woman's not treating you right. She's abusive. I can tell you to your face, that's not what I saw. I was being loving. And so the pain that I received after a while was that I started to believe what everybody else was saying, right? And so now they're calling me stupid. Man, you stupid for staying with her for so long. Man, you stupid for staying, so on and so forth. I start to believe in that. I say, damn, I was stupid, man. I gave this woman this, I gave this woman that. Man, I was stupid. No, I wasn't. I was loving. And when I realized is that I didn't know that you can love in return on what you give out, not expectations. I thought that what I was receiving was all I was supposed to receive until I realized that, wait, am I like motherfucking special? Are there other people out there who love like me? And that's when I found it. There's nothing wrong with you, Queen. Keep being loving towards you. You attract those who are loving as well. Those who are not loving, they repel the energy. Either they change or go in another direction, right? They're the center of their universe. And so you have to allow people in your life to hurt you. I'm not talking about the people who force harm. And I'm not talking about people who are raping. That's not what I'm speaking of. I'm talking about the people who are literally causing you harm. And you're like, hey, you're harming me. And they're like, so? You ain't say nothing. So you've always survived. You're good. The flip side to me is the people in your life are to teach you how to love the next. And so if you and your feelings said that this don't feel good, trust that shit. The next is you. You're always now. Somebody else comes into your peripheral. Somebody else comes into your view. Somebody else comes into your conscious awareness. Love them too, but let them love you on the way they decide or desire. If you like it, say, damn, I like that. If you don't, then say, damn, I don't like that. And so that person can be truly loving. Right? So when you say something indifferent, they should receive and respect you in loving and be like, oh, I wasn't trying to hurt you. And you can miss all the said abuse. They're not being abusive. They're only doing what they were taught to do. When I was a kid, I dreamed to be a giant on a tiny chessboard. Damn, that's nice. Alice in Wonderland. So far, Boss Lady, we've been daily. I think one day I missed. But what was the emotion? Oh, emotion code. Yeah, it's called the emotion code, Sarah. Thank you, Queen, in the Twin Flame Knowledge on Love. Yes, I have a lot, McBug. So, all right, okay. Damn, this diagram is helping me out. Twin flames. There's 35 people in here. We see someone, right? Like, holy shit, he or she rocks with me. That's because in your mind, in their mind, you're vibrating at the same frequency. But understand this, you don't always vibrate at the same frequency. There's some people who grow. There's some people who don't. But that growth is a part of the process. The way they grow, let's look at it linear like time. That's not the case. Where they go, you can either support what it is they're doing, right? In close proximity or other side of the world. But your twin flame is not one person. There's some people that at the time that I was with them, that person was legit the energy that I was supposed to be rocking with. Remember, ain't shit by accident. So now the people that's in my life, whoever's resonating at the way that I'm feeling, right? The way I see the world without explaining much or without having to, for the person to say, for lack of better words, change. These persons you operate naturally with, they're not always the same people. We're thinking they are, but some people you actually do outgrow. So as far as when it comes to twin flames, it's your heart. And it's the flame that feels inside of that. Sometimes that flame can die down. This is how you look at it. Me and you, McBug, are husband and wife. I don't believe in marriage, but that's another conversation. And I die. If I truly love you, I want you to love others too. I don't want you to feel like that you had to put all now. Whenever we're together, we create, and we're creating so that others can learn how to love this way as well. When I say this way, so that others can learn how to love others. If that's being created and you find somebody that can rock with you in that energy in which I was operating with, or children operating with, or friends and family operating with, and they understand that shit without saying shit, then that's your twin flame as well, right? Because my flame has gone. The way I shine or the way I burn is through my work now, through the essence of my art, through the essence of my book, right? And so some people, if done correctly, right? I don't want you to suffer and feel like that you can't be loved. What if you got another 40 years left in you? What if you just made me and boom, I'm gone, right? Mindful to the energy of creating your reality. I understand the energy I send when I speak, right? And so be mindful of that. But twin flames is not a one-person thing. It took me a minute to see it. But it's the energy you create when that person's next to you. Some people you get next to you, be like, God damn, this is all right. And some people just be like, I no longer can do this. I don't desire the same things you desire. Doesn't mean that their flame doesn't no longer match with yours. It's just grow with yours. It just doesn't match with yours anymore. There are many twin flames. There are thousands of soulmates. But that's my 2 bit. Thank you, Moth. If any of y'all haven't already, tap his icon on the left bell. Thank you. Yes, so if anyone haven't already, tap the icon on the top left, then tap the bell on the lower right. Appreciate that, Aiden. Man, Aiden, you be in there. Aiden, that's moderator talk. Look, I got so many goddamn moderators. I'm going to have to make some moderators. I can't make you a moderator. I don't know how many you can make. I'm making everybody a moderator. Everybody's a moderator. My best seeds, we share a brain, like always on the same frequency. Build it, and they will come. Yes, I wrote something years ago that goes perfectly with what you just spoke. I would love to hear it, Tamika. Let me know. Let me see what you got. I feel like we aren't friends. We're connected soul with us. I like that. On the journey of trying to let go of my ego. If that's where you're at, then the ego is saying goodbye to you. Yes, I've just gotten to the point last year, so ego gone. Congratulations, girl. I'd love to know you more. Tell stories, feel each other's energy. Death got a lot for you. That's what's up, Quinn. Damn, I appreciate that shit. I tell you, man, I'm smiling. Y'all be saying shit, I be like, that's pretty cool. He said impeccable words. You said who said impeccable words? Appreciate the share, love. Goes hand in hand with your playlist, always. Teach us meditation. Queen Beauty 121. If I'm speaking and you're listening, you are meditating. Regardless of the age you are right now, we feel like we have to give definition to meditation. If you're hearing my voice, you're meditating. If you heard music, you would listen to the music. Are you still silent? You are. You're meditating. If you are hearing rain and you're driving and you don't say anything while you're driving, you're meditating. If you're in line at the grocery store and you're standing behind somebody, you're meditating. If you're walking from the car to your office, you're meditating. If you're using a bathroom, you're meditating. This awareness that you're meditating, you start to get more cognitively aware, consciously aware of your body and the things you're doing, right? And so every time that I'm not speaking, in between my breaths, I've learned that I'm meditating. It happens so quick that as I'm thinking, I'll have a thought slip in between those moments that I'm not speaking. When you get, I shouldn't say that good, but that proficient with effectively communicating. And so I feel like I'm speaking from different dimensions. Holy shit. Yeah, I feel like I'm pulling information from different dimensions, from my now, my past, my future, because it's all the same. And so when you're meditating, you're not doing anything but seeing it all. You're seeing the universe. You're seeing your past, your present, your future. You're having fun with it. You're coloring, you're drawing, you're creating, you're manifesting. When you're silent, you're more powerful than you would ever realize, because that's when your thoughts come in. That's when the ideas, that's where the, oh shit. All right, that's where that starts to slide in. And so you've been meditating. There's nothing to teach you. Thank you, McBug. Thank you, I appreciate that. So you exude love. Love a beautiful song. Like a beautiful song. Yep, life, yes. All right, so one-on-one, we're going to do some meditation. Oh man, this is my thought. 100% he's gone, but I know he wants me to continue my life. Good, good. Love is pure love, good love, whatever type of love you can imagine. It never wants you to hide your love. It wants you to share your love. It wants you to continue loving. It wants, but my mother, oh man. I don't imagine my mother not wanting me to be loving to anybody. And so I started to realize that when I started to talk to myself in my head to my mother, I said, I'm going to always love you. I said, Mama, the world told me that I shouldn't love a woman like you. Fuck them. I love you. No one else want to do it? I got it. I don't care about the voices of others. She's my mom. And so when I started realizing that's how I was looking at people, like, I don't care what people say about whoever I'm with. That's and I don't put the title. I just follow suit to the queen. She said, we're this. I said, if that makes you comfortable. If it makes me uncomfortable, I speak my heart. And I allow you, or I will allow you. I wait for your response. And that's it. People should want you to continue to be loving, despite who it is you're with. A proper relationship, they should love your exes too. They should love you so much that the relationship with your exes actually get better. If you got a man like that, you got a woman like that, I promise you that's rare as shit. If you got somebody in your life like that, I promise you 100, that's rare as shit. With the relationship with your exes, or the relationship with your next. You're like, God damn, you love you man or woman? I'll never let you go. How'd your ex let you go? Because of such and such, such and such. Oh, shit. The way he loved you made me want to love you better. You can love that fucking strong. I've seen it. Thank y'all all once again for the love. I just jumped on you already talking about me. Always, Lexus. Yeah, Caramel. Hey, Grace got me. I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe the lights is casting shadows. Like, I don't get it, love. Yeah, it's hard sometimes to keep your own outlook on relationship when you get married. Yeah, yep. I stopped letting people talk to me about the people I love. If you're not supporting me about the people I love, and there's a difference. If somebody is doing something that's unkind and the person that's in your life is saying they're being unkind, they're going to speak to you in a kind fashion. Say, hey, I get that such and such, such and such. Is that okay that you, right? Because you're loving. So if somebody's speaking their heart, you'll say, thank you for being concerned. I understand that you're being a friend, or you're being a father, you're being a mother. You're being the person that you said that you will always be to me. And you're making sure that the people I love me the same way I love them. I want you to stay in my life. I want you to be close, because I realize that without that community that we're low-key building, that's how we build it. Because somebody treats you different or weird, like, hey, I'm grown too. You like treating people like that? We don't do that over here. That hurts, right? That causes pain to them. I don't give them voices. I do see things, but I don't give them voices. It's like the feeling thing for me. I like that though. Outside influence is the relationship killer. Don't let it happen. You know what your world is. Yes. But all I was showing was compassion. Once again, melanated, what you show today, what you plant today, that shade is for the future. It's not for them. It's not for you now. You're Mother Nature. Show that compassion, show that water, show that growth, show that dirt, right? And stay with it. And so over time, regardless if you're alive or gone or they love the next person, that love that you put inside them, it's going to grow. It will manifest. quite often a proper relationship, you have two people who are loving or willing to be in a relationship. And what ends up happening is that you grow in love. And then you're like, hey, remember, girl, you used to do this thing. Can't do this, girl. You're going to make me lose my mind. But you were loving. And so instead of them constantly, because they're loving too, they're like, man, he really doesn't like this. He said this, or she really doesn't like this. She said that. I don't make nobody do nothing, but I speak my heart. Hey, that hurts. If you continue doing that, that's it. And when I say continue, it's one time. Why? I didn't hurt nobody today. I didn't hurt nobody yesterday. I ain't gonna hurt nobody tomorrow. Why is people having hard time hurting people? Never stop showing compassion, love. Thank you, Mary. She took the picture. I keep trying to maybe the one you look at. Appreciate the share, deep love. The time we spend with people, show freaking gratitude. Do your best not to miss someone. Because if you miss them, that means that you're admitting that the time you spent with them wasn't maxed. It wasn't now. How do I know this? Because you're missing them. When are you missing them? Now. But if you love them now, you won't miss them now. And the only time you can ever love somebody is when? Now. So don't miss people. Love them. Butterscotch. Does taste like butterscotch. Molecular magic. Boy, I tell you, the first time she said molecular magic, I said, that tastes yummy. I hear that time not being maxed. It's the smallest of things that occupy the largest part of the hearts. It's the smallest of things that occupy the largest part of the hearts. Yes, wow. Yep. Next week earlier, I had I'll upload it, y'all. But I enjoy the fact that I had a revelation that a diamond is in the ground, but so is a regular stone. And somehow, in my mind, I became God. And I put my hand in the ground and said, "This is a diamond." Put my hand in the ground and said, "This is a regular stone." And God said, "The stone or the diamond is more important than the stone." I was like, He wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say that the diamond is. I said, in fact, we're so foolish. We're giving the diamond props because it changed. But that stone been through so much shit. Maintain the same color. The stone been through so much. In fact, it might be actually older than the damn diamond. And because it don't shine like everything else, we'll look over it and forget the fact that it was steadfast, loyal, ain't never snitched. Look, that's my dog, right? That's how I look at him. Ain't never left. And this is not to say that diamonds are bad. It's to realize that the diamond was in the ground just as long as the sapphire or whatever else, or ruby or emerald or rock or whatever. And so like you're looking at the diamond, but the rocks that's on the side of the diamond is actually older and stronger in value. Why? Because of its existence. But we give props to this change. We give props to the light when it is the dark that actually holds the light. Yay, the sun. Look where the fuck the sun's at. If it wasn't for the darkness, the sun couldn't shine. It would have no home. Fear nothing. Ever. That damn diamond is just as important as that regular pebble. We put value on it. And then if you don't got this pen, you don't got this rock that I got from over there in this place, you're not. So, don't do that. Just feel it, right? All right, we're going to get started. Ooh, 111, I love this. Latrice, I love you. Rainbow, I love you. Thank y'all for joining. Flurry, I love you. But more, I love you. Who is this? Hightower, I love you. Victoria, I love you. Lynn, I love you. Chanel, I love you. Amanda, I love you. Nightstar, I love you. Ruthie, I love you. Frozen Bite, I love you. Beth, I love you. Mary, I love you. Kara, I love you. Shannon, I love you. Shell, I love you. Jasmine, I love you. T, I love you. Aiden, I love you. Sharon, I love you. Sharon, I love you twice. Grace, I love you. Calux, I love you. Darlene, I love you. Nelwyn, I love you. Stephanie, I love you. Sky, I love you. Gigi, I love you. Tawanda, I love you. Butterfly, I love you. Alicia, I love you. I appreciate all my moderators. I'm gonna have to, all right, I'm more moderators. I'm gonna have to remove some people. There's some people that haven't been in a while, so I appreciate it. I look forward to it. This is I don't know. It just feels good. All right, I don't have words for it. It just feels fucking good. All right, so we're gonna roll with that. All right, here we go. Meditation, for those who have not done it or feel uncomfortable with it. Breathe in through your nose. Feel the air. Lay down or sit down. Feel the air. Breathe in through your nostrils. Feel it come down your throat. Feel the air through your chest. Imagine when you breathe in, that you actually feel the energy, or you feel air coming through your skin, surrounding you. But I just want you to feel the air in front of you and you're breathing it. If you have thoughts, good. There are no bad thoughts. There are no good thoughts. It's the actions in which you create the energy, right? So let the thoughts run. Good, bad, ugly, and different. There's something there for you. These thoughts are blueprints to your future, right? And so you pay homage towards them by simply just looking at them. What Einstein has said, the highest form of intelligence is observation without judgment. Originally, I thought he was talking about people, but he's talking about yourself. And so if you look at it like this, if you heard this one, that if you judge something, it's you're judging yourself, or a portion of yourself that's unhealed. So whatever you see inside your head, smile at it. Breathe in, become present. Don't ask why you're thinking about it. Just let it take its place like a beautiful movie. All right, here we go. right. Shorty, girl, I swear I don't understand why I don't be getting you earlier. Got you, Shannon. Love you too, Gigi. Hey, Montera. We getting ready to go, y'all. Thank you so much. So I had a thought I'll share. Not sure how, but we can do some meet and greets or meetups or something. I'm speaking it. It's gonna happen. I've been thinking about that for a minute. I know I've said it before, but I'm like now seeing the meetups. I have no people in front of me. I just see the bodies. But yeah, thought I'd share that with you. Yes, sweet little runway model. Yes, meditation. We were dozed off good. So for those who get ready to go to bed, you'll definitely have a good rest. If you're just joining, you want to see the rest of this, I'll be uploading on my YouTube, the bio, and click the bio. Subscribe through there, or you just go to YouTube, put in Use Love First, hashtag Use Love First. Merch is still out. I put some new hoodies on there, Fiverr for one-on-ones, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Be easy. Have a good night/morning. Peace.